On today's episode, we're going to talk about what it takes to design a cover for a series, and at the end of the episode, I will reveal the cover to The Last Imperator. Hello, Liebelings. I'm Madi, science fiction and fantasy author who's been living in southern Germany since 2014. Today, we're going to talk about book covers. I've already done a video where I talk about what you need when you're designing a cover and whether you're doing it yourself or you're hiring a professional. But since I had to design the second book of my series, I realized that while some aspects are easier, others were not. So I thought I would break down the God Queen cover to show how I design the cover for The Last Imperator. And by the end of the episode, you will see the finished product. But before we get started, hit the subscribe button and ring the bell if you haven't already. Here on Adventures of Lamadi, we talk about writing, living abroad, and everything in between. As you can see, this is the cover of the God Queen. We have a Hello Pink Nebula, 2 planets, lightning, a model who's supposed to represent Rey, and mountains in the background. So when it came down to designing the cover for The Last Imperator, I had to take into account what elements had to stay, how to change them to make them different, but not too different, and what new elements do I introduce. And because I love to make things more complicated, there is a second cover for the God Queen, as you can see. All of the same elements are the same, but the sizes are different. You may notice that one works for print as a wraparound cover, while the other is more ebook. So let's start with the background. So as you can see, this is the cover for the God Queen. This is actually the cover for the print. I wanted to make sure that when I was going to make, I wanted to make sure when I made the cover that I had to keep elements the same. The elements I had decided it was going to be, the nebula had to be the same in the exact same position. Obviously, the colors had to be different. I needed a planet, or in this case, 2 planets, also different colors. I needed the lightning to be there. I needed a model in the exact same position, manipulating the lightning in some way because the main character, Rey, manipulates lightning. All of these things had to be a part of it. So the nebula is something I actually drew myself with Procreate and an Apple Pencil, which is why I'm showing you this part here with Procreate. So then I had the original here, and to make sure that I would, any new layers that I added would be in the same place, because the idea was that if you put the print next to each other of the 2 books or whatever, however many books in the series, same with the ebooks, they all line up. And for somebody who's a little weird about everything being like perfectly set up, this I just have to do this. So anyway, so like I said, we're going to take this out. We start with the base with our stars. It's the same shade of blue. Then, we have this first layer of nebula, which is actually the exact same for the God Queen. I kept that the same. But then I have there's 3 layers to the nebula. So the second layer was originally purple in the God Queen, and I decided for this book, I wanted to go a little more teal. And then for the last bit, the main piece, I wanted to go with green. So this is our nebula. For the planets, I decided, since the first half of the book takes place right next to a big red planet, that I would add a red planet. So this is it. This is our background. So then I would just save this, and then I would send it over to my computer to the Photoshop program while I will do the next steps. Okay, so here we are in Affinity Design. This is what I use. I am too cheap to go for Photoshop. I don't want to do the whole monthly fee. So I like Affinity because it's very similar and it's a one-time price. Haha. So here we have the print of the God Queen. This is including, the blurb, the spine. And for my German audience, you notice that the spine is in this direction and not the other direction, because with English books, the spine is that way, so that when the book is laying down, the cover is on top. For my non-German audience, FYI, the title on the spine is actually in the opposite direction. I'm not entirely sure why. For my Germans, if you do know that, please let me know in the comments below, because I would love to know why your titles are in the opposite direction. yeah, for us, it's because when, like I said, when it's laying down, the title is on the top. All right, so let's go. We have our cover, our background. As you see, the dimensions are slightly different because I actually did have to make a background for, like with the dimensions for the hardcover, a dimensions for the paperback, as well as then for the ebook. But like I said, the ebook is different. And we'll get to that. All right, so the first thing we need, of course, is the lightning. And yes, what I would do is just, take this out and make sure that it matches. Again, I have to make sure everything matches. With this book, the first half takes place on a spaceship. So we have a spaceship. Woohoo! As you can see, it looks a little like the main window is off to the side, and it's because that's where the cover is going to be, and so it would look more centered. This top bit. That's what I decided to go for. I added some little stars here, and then we go for a model. I had decided that I wanted my model to have a green dress. So I think the original color was gray. I didn't like it, so I went with green because it would match the nebula. I actually even had her as violet because she did wear a violet dress in the book, but she also wears a green one at some point anyway, and green goes better with the nebula. So here we go, green. Then we would add here this ball of light for the lightning and keeping it close. And we also need shadows. Shadows are important. And essentially, this is what the cover is. Ta-da! Yay! Anyway, then we add these little bits. We have the Last Imperator, my name. This is book 2. We have a blurb. We have this over here, book 2. And we have our hook. And this, oh, no, we're still missing a bit. This, as you can see, this is what the print cover is going to look like. Huzzah! The same goes with the hardback. Like I said, this is the hardback. It looks obviously very different because, well, we need the extra. Once I start filling in the rest of this, you'll notice it fits it has to fit where the blurb and the author bio goes. So as I said, so we start adding this. Here's the blurb goes on this side. This is what gets folded around the hardback, like the hardback. As you see, there's more to the hardback part. We have my photo, so pretty. There we go. And then we start adding these bad boys. We're still missing this bit. All right, so this is what the jacket for the hardcover is going to look like. So I'm super excited. I'm loving how it's looking, guys. What do you guys think? Yay. All right, we're going to go back to my iPad because then I can show you what I did for the ebooks. So as you can see, here is the ebook cover for the God Queen. Like I said before, the elements are pretty much the same. I mean, I made the lightning a little different. I didn't want like the big lightning because I thought that looked a little weird. But the nebula is the same, the mountains are the same, and the planets. So it was a matter of changing things up. So let's start from the beginning. So we take out the pink nebula and we replace it with the green. This orange one that you kind of see above here, that's for the prequel book for The Knight and the Goddess. I use the same principle for this. We take out the mountains and we replace it with the spaceship. Actually, there are 2 mountains here. We take out this background and we replace it with one that has a little bit more green to it. Take out that shadow. We have this shadow. Take out that lightning and we have a green lightning, and we take out this model and we place it with this model, and we take out the lightning and we replace it with different lightning. And we also have this. I make this a little darker here at the bottom just because for the typography later. Oh crap, we're missing the planet. Anyway, this is the cover for the ebook. What do you think, guys? I love it. So you can see the green in the dress a lot more. I love it. And the hair is actually not the original hair. I I didn't like the hair for the model for both the God Queen. It is the same model, the same like actress that she modeled for both of these outfits, and I wasn't a fan of the hair, so I spent several days learning digital drawing in order to do said hair. So when there's a will, there's a way. Am I right? So anyway, this is the cover. Then all I would do is then send it back to my Affinity designer, and we put the typography. So let's switch back. So now we're back at Affinity Designer, as you can see, well, here's the photo. So now we just add the typography. It's a lot simpler with this because you're not having to worry about like the blurb or author bio or social media business. And this is also what I've used to do for the God Queen as well as the Knight and the Goddess. So all the titles and everything are here. So, oh, wrong, Last Imperator. And the title is this. I went with a more metallic title. This is here. You can see the background is this like sheet metal. Then we have Rebirth Book 2, my name, and yeah, that's pretty much it. That's it, guys. That's the cover. That is the ebook cover for The Last Imperator. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. Which of these covers do you prefer? Let me know in the comments. The book has been returned. I still need to do some final edits. So then it would just mean it'll be time for me to format and finalize it. And I will be announcing pre-sale soon. So stay tuned, folks. And that's it. Thank you so much for joining me. If you're new here, please consider subscribing and give this video a thumbs up. It lets me and YouTube know that you like content like this and you want to see more. Please leave me a comment if you have any questions or if there's a certain topic you'd like to see on this channel. If you want fun escapism, my space fantasy, The God Queen, is available in ebook, paperback, and hardback. I have all the links in the description below. If you sign up for my newsletter, you'll get the first 6 chapters for free, as well as the prequel short story, The Knight and the Goddess. So sign up. Also, if you have read any of my work or, the work of your favorite author, please leave a review. They really help us authors out, and it's free to do so. And don't forget to connect with me on social media, whether it is through Instagram, Twitter, or Facebook. And that's it. Until next time, adi!